congregation in Emunah Israel was founded in 1852. It was always Orthodox or Conservadox. A fair amount of the important members were shopkeepers. They had retail establishments, storekeepers, business people.
Feel that this has a unique flair to it because of the historic feeling of the synagogue and the fact that it was, something from the early 1900s.
It has history and character that you don't see in very many temples anywhere in the whole world. And it's very unusual and it's beautiful. It's just a great meaning here.
There are a number of beautiful shuls and beautiful buildings, but without the people and without the services going on, it's really not a living place. It's like a Torah. You can write a Torah and put it in our own and it never gets used. It's not a living thing.
We sort of went around looking for some alternate shul because this wasn't fulfilling our needs.
There's been a lot of different rabbis and a lot of different people involved. It's been busy, it's been quiet. Like this past year, over the high holidays, it was really packed. A lot of young people, a lot of new blood.
And then when the rabbi came, there was an excitement all of a sudden and a commitment, so we came back. And we've been pretty involved in the last few years.
It's not just a beautiful building or a beautiful place, but you need the people to make the place alive.
I looked at the local shuls, and this was the one I liked the best.
We moved here in 2008. There was a niche that wasn't being filled with Jewish graduate students in Manhattan. And we thought we would come, starting with Cardozo, try to fill that niche, trying to reach out to the Jewish graduate student population.
We are here for the students. When they're up to coming for a Shabbos, we're here for them. We're letting them know that there's a Jewish community especially created for graduate students that they can be part of.
This location is really perfect because of the number of law centers that are in a reasonable area, the most obvious being Cardozo, NYU, New York Law School, moving further uptown, Columbia, and I will throw in Fordham. All of these schools have a significant Jewish student enrollment and faculty.
I think it's very important to learn both the spiritual side and also the academic side. Science without any spiritual side is blind.
I think the JGrads program is excellent, for me in particular. If I'm feeling in the mood that I want to go to a Shabbat dinner, I want to go to shul Saturday morning, or I want to eat in the sukkah, or light Hanukkah candles. These are all things that JGrads has made accessible to me, and not accessible in necessarily the light that, okay, I come, I did the mitzvah, now I'm out of here. I can come, I can sit, and I can enjoy it and feel like I actually participated in it, and not just did it for the sake of doing it.
Even more so. So you have here a place where grad students are far from home, they're very young. To have a place where they can go that feels Heimish.
I came to the temple for, everybody had to come for a Shabbat dinner. When you walk into a Friday night dinner and the vibe in the room is just happy and everyone's enjoying it and saying l'chaim and sitting down and talking. I think it's a great Jewish positive energy.
I love working with the Jewish graduate population. They're very smart, they're ambitious. Every one of them, they're dreaming, they're thinking big, they want to become big people. Together with that, we face a tremendous challenge. The challenge is due to the fact that they are very ambitious, they're ambitious about their studies, and it's very hard to get their attention. Thank God, over the last 4 years, we figured out a method how Chabad does play a role and JGrads does play a role in their lives and in their studies and in their years at school.
Hanukkah for law students couldn't have been at a worse time for us this year, as it was right in the middle of finals. So what we did was we put on there were latkes and there were donuts, and it was just a nice spread at 6 o'clock, so everybody was already in the library and was able to just come and, you know, take a load off, take a few minutes to sit down and light the candles and say the prayers. So it was really just kind of you could take a deep breath, enjoy the Hanukkah spirit, and then everybody went back to the library, as is the life of a law student. Heskey and Perry are the best. I mean, Perry is like a girl's best friend to any one of us. She organizes the finest women's events where we'll get together.
One of my favorites was Kosher in the Kitchen, which was a cooking class that the rabbi put together, which was really cool.
We had a challah baking event at their home. Perry had her recipe out, and we all really got dirty, got in there, and since then I've even done it myself at my own apartment. We had one where we had a spa night for all of the ladies.
One of the times when Rabbi Wolff was coming to meet with me unannounced with Lilith and Esrog during Sukkot.
We went to sushi in the sukkah. That was a big standout. Went to ice skating on Hanukkah.
Why it's important to me is because I don't want to lose my sense of self and my sense of identity and where I came from. And to me, that part of that is keeping up with the certain traditions of Judaism.
Brian's from Florida and I'm from Long Island, so when his parents and his family came up for the wedding, it just seemed like a really mutual place for us to have it, just because we both have a connection here.
When I was thinking about doing my Afraf, I wanted to do it in a place where, you know, everything would be to the T, and so obviously the first thing that came to mind was Heskey.
Having a building like this in the heart of Chelsea, the hottest neighborhood in New York City, this permanent presence will create a much greater following.
It would be like a magnet. There's so many Jewish families in this area, and it needs a magnet.
To take it to another level and fix it up and make it beautiful.
I feel they're totally committed to making this a successful place, as it should be.
Hopefully, you know, years and years from now, we can look back on this and what the shul will be and what the organization will be and say, well, I was there when this was all starting and I contributed to help the rabbi and Chabad and Cardozo in this project.